Well, welcome back to Margaritas in Paradise. Hey, today I'm down at the Nakala Seafood Market, but I'm not here to talk about seafood. Thought I'd come down just to get some exercise and walk around a little bit. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about expats failing to live in Pattaya, Thailand. Is that a big question mark above my head I see? No, not me. I flourish in Pattaya, Thailand, but there's a lot of guys that don't. And this is some of the reasons why. Many times people move to a place like Pattaya, Thailand. They see the obvious things. It's kind of like the nightlife, what it's kind of famous for. And then they get this rush on nightlife, on girls, on cheap prices, things like that. And they think, man, I could really, really love this place. And why not? I mean, you look at what I'm walking towards right now. Look at the girls behind me. They're doing aerobics out here. They're learning to dance, maybe. I'm not sure. People come to Pattaya, Thailand for all kinds of different reasons. There's the nightlife, the girls, the cheap prices while you're trying to stay here. And you look around, you got ocean views like this every night. And why wouldn't you want to retire here? Okay, so what are some of the reasons that people fail at retiring here? Well, we're going to go over those. When we're thinking about this, there's certain things that you need to do, and these are the secrets to avoid failing at pursuing a great life, a retirement life here in Pattaya, Thailand. Okay, so probably the biggest thing I can think of is avoiding burnout. Now, you know, people get bored with what they're doing here. And for whatever reason, I just can't imagine, because there's so many things to do. But it happens all the time. And when that happens, people lose sight of their original goals, the things that they were focusing on to pursue a great life here in Pattaya, Thailand. One of the things that I see more than any other thing here is people going out every night, okay? And more so than not, people drinking too much. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with alcohol, and I enjoy the occasional beer or gin and tonic or margarita for that fact. But if you're doing this every night, it's not going to promote a very healthy lifestyle for you. And that's a big concern. At one point or another, I used to walk down at Walking Street, and I would see the same thing every night that I was down there. Same thing, night after night after night. It was like the movie Groundhog Day. You wake up, same music being played, same girls out on the streets, same everything. And I finally realized that it's going to be that way. It was that way in 2006 when I first came to Pattaya, and it's still that way now, 2024. Another thing that I see all the time are just plain bad decisions. People make bad decisions. Why do they make those bad decisions? A lot of times it has to do with money, but we'll get more into that later on. They think because, let's say, a Thai person's doing something, that they can do it too. Well, that's just not the case, because you're always in the spotlight. People are watching you all the time. They're gonna pull you out, single you out, okay, if you're doing something wrong and make you pay for it. Now, eventually, I always hear this. I always hear, well, I have my rights. You know, you're a guest here. You're a tourist that was fortunate enough to get a retirement visa. But you still have to check in every 90 days. You have to do everything else that all the other Flong or people that are non-Thai are doing here. So you have to remember that, number one, you're never going to be Thai. Because as much as you may feel like you're Thai, maybe in your heart, and that you fit in and wherever you come from, you're never going to be Thai. So you have to remember that, because there's going to be times that you're going to think, what's the point if I can't really fit in here? And you fit in, but you fit in your way. If you came here for love or a relationship or something like that, then that's one thing. But if you came here for retirement, to enjoy an environment that's as close to paradise on a very affordable budget, then this is it. This is Pattaya, Thailand. It's cheaper than just about any other tourist destination in Thailand. If you go to Phuket, your budget's going up $2,000 a month for sure, minimum. You take this budget and add another $2,000. In Bangkok, you could live pretty cheap in Bangkok, but things are more expensive than they are here. And if you want to go out to Koh Samui or Koh Samet or any of the other main tourist attractions, you're going to expect for the prices to be more. When you're in Thailand and you're here as an expat, as a retiree, okay, you can't be doing tourist things or paying tourist prices. You need to find out the best things that are going to affect you and get into that budget of life here that's going to work best for you. But if you're going to be that 2-week millionaire, that 1-month millionaire, or retirement millionaire, okay, can you afford to just be spending money left and right and not having any type of budget? Well, maybe you can't. I can't do that, okay? I live on a budget, and you may have to do that too. You need to make sure that you're keeping your brain active. Maintain sanity. You need to make sure that you're going out and you're going all over the place. You have to make sure that you have brain activity going on. Does that make sense? You know, you can't fix everybody's problems. Now, you may feel like you can, but you can't fix everybody's problems. And more than likely, if somebody didn't ask for something, they probably don't want it. Now, I have people all the time. They say, Tom, you need to get out and walk more. You need to do this. You need to do that. Well, I do a lot of things. And in here, I am fit. I'm a healthy man, and I really feel good for the most part. But if you're not out doing things and going golfing or whatever you're into in life, if you're just sitting at home on your sofa and never getting up, and your energy levels start to drain down, you start thinking, you know, maybe I should go for a walk today. And you just start thinking, maybe I'm just too tired. I just can't get the energy up to go out and get something to eat, or I can't get the energy to go take care of whatever I'm supposed to be taking care of today because I'm just so tired. What's happening is you become complacent in your life, which creates laziness. It creates depression and things like that. And those are things you don't want to do. That's an easy way to start feeling negative about your environment. And in the long run, maybe end up leaving Pattaya because it doesn't hold anything new for you. It's not as exciting anymore. I always talk to guys and guys that I see that are potentially in this boat. Maybe if they want to go on the road with me, if they want to go out and exploring and finding new adventure, driving around Thailand. I like to go hiking, believe it or not. I literally go out looking for old temples that are not maintained anymore out in the woods. And you get to see those in my videos. There's lots to do here. I just can't imagine anybody ever becoming so bored that they have to leave Thailand because there's nothing to do. You know, here's another one here. You have to socialize with the right people. If you're around negative people all the time, that's gonna transfer to you eventually. Eventually, you're gonna start believing all these negativities. I know a guy down the street from me, and he tells me constantly how bad that Pattaya attracts the worst people in the world. And that may be true, okay? But that doesn't mean you have to associate with worst people in the world. You know, you need to find that group that fits your lifestyle, number one. And then within that group, you kind of create a circle of friends. And then within that circle of friends, you're gonna have to find somebody that you just trust no matter what. Maybe it's that person that holds an extra key to your condo or your accommodations. Maybe it's that person that at 2 o'clock in the morning, if you fall down in the shower and you need help, some way or another, you could call them. You could mentally send them a message or whatever, and they're going to drop everything they're doing and come and help you. You need people like that in your life, okay? And sometimes that's hard to do, but I guarantee you, most people only have one or two people in their life that they can depend on, okay? So, and those are things to kind of think about as well. People that you can trust. That's the key word, people that you can trust. Boy, isn't tonight a beautiful night? Oh, man. Hey, I wanted to mention that I joined a new group on Discord. It's called Pattaya Uncensored. You definitely have to check it out. I'll put a link in the description below, and you can follow that. And there's an invite basically from me to you to join Pattaya Uncensored on Discord. Lots of great ideas and just some general chit chat about everything Pattaya. One of the biggest reasons, probably one of my last things that you have to think about, I kind of touched on this in my last video, but it's staying on budget. You know, I tell people all the time, you cannot come to Thailand broke. Pattaya is the same way. And once you're here, you have to figure out your budget and maintain that budget. If you run out of money, it's a big deal. And you don't want to live that pauper's life. You know, you want to flourish here, but you have to find the budget that's right for you to flourish. So it's a big deal. And you know, you don't want to go in debt here. I remember when I was a young man in the USA, I was in debt. You know, I was in debt all the way up to my ears. I mean, it was just horrible. And in my mind, I thought about doing some horrible things. I mean, just to get rid of all the debt. But eventually I woke up and I figured out that I needed to stop the spending. I needed to really get to work, maybe take an extra job and start paying off my debt, eliminate the credit cards and that type of stuff. I see people here right now that they live on their credit cards. And I'm like, what are you doing? I mean, that's not the way to live here. And I don't know what they're doing, but I know most of these guys are pensioners. And they live here on a certain budget. But if you're including credit cards in your budget, you're not maintaining your budget, and that's fact. Already, make sure you're gonna be a big thumbs up, that you're hitting that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell for future notifications of videos that are coming out. Anyway, let's press on. I know I already touched on this, but as I was saying before, you wanna keep priorities in your life. You wanna stay open-minded. You want to create goals, and you want to follow through with those goals. You need to feel a sense of fulfillment. And while you're in Pattaya, Thailand, you know, you look at this. Look at this. I mean, it's so beautiful out here. I should be taking pictures right now. Another shout out to Scott in New Zealand. I'll tell you, he's been real active as a subscriber and viewer on a lot of my videos. And I just wanted to say hello, Scott. There's another Scott from Seattle, Washington that I met over on Soy Bacow the other night. Anyway, I want to shout out to Scott from Seattle. All right, well, I'm gonna get going, but you have a great day. We'll see you in the next video down the road. Bye-bye.